Hello, and welcome to the new podcast solo series that is listener-supported content or listener-provided content ideas. For the next 30 days, listeners will be providing me with one content idea that I can use each week. I do a new solo podcast episode in between when I do my podcast guest interviews. So to help keep the podcast content fresh and so you guys are listening to content that is valuable to you and that you want to listen to. So I appreciate your support. Thank you for joining me on this podcast, solo podcast hearing experiment, utilizing listener-provided content ideas. And without further ado, let's get going on the podcast. And this episode is brought to you by RadioGuestList.com, the #1 free radio guest, podcast, and talk show guest expert interview booking service on the internet. This episode is brought to you by PodcastGuest.com, connecting podcasters with great guests. Podcasters. Find relevant experts and other podcasters to be guests on your podcast. Experts, guests, and more. Get booked on great podcasts to expand your reach and audience. PodcastGuest.com connects podcasters with experts, authors, and other podcasters to be guests on their podcasts. Disclaimer. The information I provide to the podcast listeners of MindCep is based on my own research and personal experience. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Not all information is factual or has scientific evidence to support it. I am simply sharing the best information I can find and finding valuable content to help you improve your mental health and well-being. Please consult your doctor or therapist before trying any of the modalities I discuss on this podcast. Love listening to the MindCep Podcast and want to support us? Here's how you can do it. Simply use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. It won't cost you anything extra, but we'll get a small commission from Amazon for every purchase you make. This way, you can help us keep producing high quality content for you and millions of other listeners. Just click on the link below and start shopping. Thank you for your support. Affiliate disclosure. Using our link for Amazon earns commission, supporting the MindCep Podcast. Our endorsement is based on quality and potential to enhance your well-being. Thank you for your support. Are you ready to take your mind and body to the next level? Look no further than MindCep, the podcast that's all about unlocking your true potential. And now we've teamed up with a brand that's as dedicated to recovery as we are. Introducing New Recover Ice Bath. Hey there, podcast listeners. It's your host, Alex here. And I've got some exciting news for you. If you're looking to supercharge your recovery after those intense workouts, or just want to experience the incredible benefits of cold therapy, New Recover is your ultimate solution. Picture this. You've pushed your limits, and now it's time to treat your body to the rejuvenating power of an ice bath. New Recover Ice Bath offers a range of top quality products designed to help you bounce back faster and stronger. From their innovative ice bath tubs to their specially formulated recovery accessories, New Recover has it all. But wait! There's more. As a valued listener of MindCep, you're in for a treat. When you use my exclusive discount code ALEX36631 at checkout, you'll get a fantastic 15% off on any New Recover product purchased through my affiliate link. That's right, a 15% discount to elevate your recovery game. So whether you're an athlete aiming for peak performance or someone who simply wants to feel invigorated every day, New Recover Ice Bath is your ticket to unparalleled recovery. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to invest in your well-being. Remember, it's not just an ice bath, it's a lifestyle upgrade. Head over to our affiliate link to explore the New Recover range and embrace the power of recovery like never before. Don't forget to use code ALEX36631 for that exclusive 15% discount. Thank you for supporting MindCep and taking this exciting journey with us. Here's to unlocking your potential and recovering the New Recover way. MindCep and New Recover. because your mind and body deserve the best. Start your journey today. Hello, and welcome to the MindCep Podcast. This is your host, Alex Muir, helping you flex your mind, body, and soul. In today's episode 87, we're going to be talking about career metamorphosis, making a leap to something different. And this is our listener-provided content idea by Mind Body Parm. Shout out to Parm. Thank you so much for the listener-provided content idea. You can reach Parm if you have questions on his Instagram at parm.minhas, M-I-N-H-A-S. And without further ado, let's get started with the podcast. Now, many people might be wondering, how do I make the transition to a different industry? Or how do I switch my careers? It can be very daunting. It can be very frightening. It can be, there's a lot of fear making switches, making changes to our careers. And I wanted to be the first to start off by saying that I have done it myself. Yes, doesn't make things easy, but as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you have your vision of what's possible and what you want, and you consistently are working towards your grander vision of your how you want your life to be. I think it all comes down to vision, having a dream, following that dream, and then in order to achieve that dream, like figuring out the action steps or a game plan to make that dream possible. And how do we make our dreams possible? Well, we create structure and a routine, and it's what we do daily to work towards those goals. And I'll use myself as an example first, and then I want to give you guys examples that I found through my research for this episode. So I want to start off by saying that my background's in finance, but I have made changes along the way. I started with banking, and then I got into marketing. I was working in banks in the beginning, and then I had a brief stint where I left banking for a little bit, not very long, maybe a year and a half, to pursue marketing. Because again, still within the business acumen, still within the business area or industry. So I figured, hey, I can do it, right? I was at a crossroads with one of the places that I was at, and I wanted to do a transition to something else. So I researched it, and I'm like, hey, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you believe you can do it, even if it fails, even if it doesn't work, I've always believed that you got to give it a shot. If you feel like you're in the wrong environment, you're not in an environment like a healthy environment where team members communicate and it's cohesive and people are lifting each other up. If there's too much toxicity, if there's too much, backstabbing, or people aren't getting along, predominantly the majority of people aren't getting along, or it can really be draining. It can really, hinder your progress, especially when you're in a sales role, because you need to find ways to stay continually motivated and to bring your best self. But you can't bring your best self if you're in an environment that breeds toxicity and doesn't breed positivity and show you like, hey, like Alex, you can do this, or hey, so-and-so, you could do this. Like, I know it's tough right now. It's not, it's definitely not easy, but eventually you will make it. You will find your success. So it's like, that's a very different environment than in being in an environment where people are not getting along and, talking about each other, and you feel like you're being talked about. So that, it's very nerve wracking. So that's why I feel like sometimes you have to get out of that environment to breed a new environment with new energy. And it's all about energy, right? Switching careers or changing roles or looking for a promotion when you feel like you deserve it. It all comes down to building that energy up, right? Because when you have the right energy and you're putting in the work, the universe responds to that. The universe responds to your vibe and your energy. And if you have predominantly negative energy, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to your goal. But if you find ways, no matter how tough life gets, to create that positive energy around you and within you, you're going to set yourself up for the best version of success that you can, or you're going to put yourself in the best trajectory towards success, right? Success isn't guaranteed. It's always earned, but you will put yourself in the best space for that. And some ways that I've talked about in previous episodes, how do you do that? Well, you do that by working on your mind every day, working on your body every day by the food you eat. So it's info in and info out. If you're predominantly putting in good information into your mind, you're gonna reap the rewards for that, and it's gonna prime your mind to open you up to more opportunity. And when you open yourself up to more opportunity, your mind's feeling good, your body's feeling good, you're in that better state, you're going to be primed to take advantage of those opportunities when they come around. But when you're not, when you're feeling negative, when you're feeling down and you're feeling not so hot, you're maybe feeling a bit depressed, you're not going to be able to put your best foot forward, and your mind's, it's going to take a lot longer to get to that goal, right? But we've all gone through phases of our life where things are very challenging and uncertain, and the only way that you can get around that is just, again, info in and info out. You want as much positivity, and you want to read things that are gonna, be constructive to the industry that you're in or what you're doing. And sometimes, like switching industries is all about also reading different literature on different industries, right? If you're interested in another industry, do some research on it, read about it, listen to podcasts about it, audiobooks. There's tons. The beautiful thing about this era that we're in right now is there's tons of information, and I know it can be overwhelming with the amount of information, but there is good information. You just have to take a little bit of extra time to find what you're looking for. But the information is there, and there is good quality information. It's just a matter of circumventing the bad stuff from the good stuff. That does take time, but I digress. This was kind of my experience of how I've kind of mentally made that shift from one industry to the next. So basically, to reiterate, I went from banking to marketing, and then from marketing to insurance, which I'm now at now. And, it's just the way it worked for me. It's just how the timing worked, there was lots of changes, I'd say, in the last 3 years with, how all these changes arised. But I'm in a I feel like I'm in the right spot, and you can feel it within you when you're in the right spot where you feel like you should be. So, but without further ado, let's get into the rest of this episode that I've helped prepare. But I just wanted to share you my experience first, so there's a little bit more relatability there, and then I can show you some evidence of some successes that people have had by career switching or taking that leap to a different industry, which they don't necessarily have the experience in, but they have the vision to want to do it. So as long as you want to do it and you have the vision, anything is possible. So let's get into the episode. We're going to explore the stories and strategies of people who have successfully switched careers or industries. I'm your host, and today I'm going to talk about why and how to make the leap to something different, and how it can totally change your life. Many of us have felt stuck or unhappy in our jobs at some point in our lives. Maybe we don't enjoy the work we do, or we don't feel valued or appreciated by our employers. Maybe we want more flexibility, more creativity, more impact, or more fulfillment. Maybe we have a passion or a side hustle that we want to pursue full time. Whatever the reason, changing careers or industries can be daunting, but a rewarding decision. According to a survey by Indeed, 49% of UK workers have made a complete career change at some point in their lives, and another 39% are considering doing so. In the US, a similar survey by Career Builder found that 32% of workers have changed careers in the last decade. These numbers show that career change is not only possible, but is also becoming common. But why do people change careers? And what are the benefits of doing so? Well, there are many reasons and advantages to switching paths. Some of the most common are to pursue a passion or a purpose. Many people change careers because they want to do something they love, something that aligns with their values and goals, something that makes a difference in the world. For example, Jeff Bezos was a successful hedge fund manager before he quit his job to start Amazon. He had a vision of creating an online bookstore that would eventually become one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. He followed his passion and his purpose and changed not only his own life, but also the lives of millions of customers and employees. To learn new skills or to challenge oneself. Some people change careers because they want to grow and develop new abilities, or because they want to overcome new obstacles and solve new problems. They seek variety, novelty, and stimulation in their work. For example, I might mispronounce his name, but forgive me. Shubhangi Swaroop was a journalist before she became the first female pilot in the Indian Navy. She had always dreamed of flying and serving her country, so she applied for the Naval Aviation program and passed the rigorous tests. She learned new skills and challenged herself and became a trailblazer for other women in her field. To improve work-life balance or well-being, some people change careers because they want more flexibility, autonomy, or control over their work schedules and environments. They value their personal time, health, and happiness more than their income or status. For example, Bridget Fertile was a finance executive before she became a rum distiller. She was tired of working long hours in a stressful corporate job, so she decided to start her own craft distillery in Brooklyn. She improved her work-life balance and well-being, and also created a unique product that won several awards. To increase income or security, some people change careers because they want more money, stability, or opportunities in their work. They look for fields that are in high demand, that pay well, or that offer room for advancement. For example, Kimberly Smith was a speech-language pathologist before she became a marketing manager. She realized that her skills in communication and persuasion were transferable to other industries, so she applied for a marketing role at a tech company. She increased her income and security and also discovered a new interest in digital media. As you can see from these examples, changing careers can have many positive outcomes for your personal and professional life. It can help you find more meaning, satisfaction, and joy in your work. It can also help you discover new aspects of yourself, expand your horizons, and make an impact on others. But how do you actually make the leap to something different? How do you plan and execute a successful career change? Well, there is no one-size-fits-all formula for this process, but there are some general steps you can follow to make it easier and smoother. Here are some tips based on my own experience and research. Assess your current situation. Before you decide to change careers, you need to understand why you want to do it. What are the factors that motivate you to leave your current job? What are the factors that hold you back from doing so? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What are your values and interests? What are your short-term and long-term goals? These questions can help you evaluate your current situation and identify your needs and preferences. Explore your options. Once you have a clear idea of what you want and don't want in your career, you can start looking for alternatives that match your criteria. You can use the online tools like Indeed or Career Explorer to research different careers and industries and see what skills, qualifications, and experience they require. You can also talk to people who work in the fields you're interested in and ask them about their roles, responsibilities, challenges, and rewards. You can also try out some online courses, workshops, or projects to get a taste of the work you might do. Prepare yourself. After you have narrowed down your options to a few potential careers or industries, you need to prepare yourself for the transition. You need to update your skills, credentials, and portfolio to make yourself more competitive and attractive to employers. You can enroll in online or offline courses, certifications, or degrees that are relevant to your new career. You can also look for opportunities to gain some experience in your field, such as volunteering, interning, freelancing, or consulting. You can also build your network and connections with people who can help you find your jobs, referrals, or mentors. Market yourself. When you're ready to apply for jobs in your new industry or career industry, you need to market yourself effectively. You need to showcase your value proposition and explain why you're a good fit for the role and organization. You need to rebrand your resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn profile to highlight your transferable skills, achievements, and potential. You need to use keywords and phrases that are relevant to your new field. You need to also prepare for interviews and negotiations and anticipate questions about your career change and how you can handle it. Lastly, take action. Finally, you need to take action and make the leap to something different. You need to set realistic and specific goals for your career change and track your progress and results. You need to apply for jobs that match your skills and interests and follow up with employers and recruiters. You need to be persistent and resilient in the face of rejection or failure. You need to also celebrate your successes and learn from your mistakes. You need to keep learning and growing in your new career. I hope this podcast episode has given you some insights and inspiration on changing careers or industries. And thank you again for your time. And see y'all next time in next week's episode. Thank you all for listening. The MindCep Mission. MindCep's mission is to empower 30+ million listeners worldwide to achieve optimal mental and physical health through engaging podcasts, inspiring positive change for future generations. I hope you all enjoyed that listener provided content idea episode for this podcast solo series, 30 days worth of content ideas experiment, where my listeners provide content ideas for the next 30 days for my future solo podcast episodes. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to provide feedback, please do so. Comment, rate, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please leave a short review on Apple Podcast. And if you enjoy the content and you have any feedback, you want to give some more content ideas, please reach out to me at my Instagram at mind.cep. That's at M as a Mike, IND.CEP at mind.cep. If you want to DM me about additional content ideas you'd like to see for future solo podcast episodes. Thank you all for listening, and see you guys for next week's episode.